kind of, playing off what you were talking about with the defense there, we have definitely seen some glimpses, I think, of that defense that we want to see, but we haven't been able to see it as consistently as we would like. So here's to hoping that in the last 10 seconds of this timeout, whatever Coach Bauman is telling his team right now, it'll get the Beavers to show the kind of defense that we need to see.
Absolutely. As for the other side of the court with the Norris right now, you got to be saying that it's there. The attacks have been there. Attacks haven't been like they were in set number 1, but they've still been there. It's about building off that momentum that they've built recently with crawling their way back into this set and trying to use that to crawl their way to the end of it. But the Beavers on the other side, Skylar Cole back there on the serve, hoping to pick up these final 2 points for the Beavers and close out set number 2. Cole sends this one straight into the net, though. We are tied up at 23.
Caroline TU back to serve.
Clears the tape on this one, floats that back, floats it out of bounds, so back-to-back service errors. Beavers now with set point here. You see Molly Benzie pointing to Molly McCauley right there with a little point to the head. Like, that's all you. I thought that was in.
Saying, hey, good eye on that ball.
Jilly Jansen back to serve for the Beavers. Gets the signal from head coach Will Bauman. Floats that one over to the back corner. Nice receive over there. Storts with the attack. Molly Benzie's able to dig it. This one coming from Rachel Brockney out the attack. Goes to the back corner. That one goes out of bounds, though. So we will go to extra points here in set number 2. Gabby Shea will check in for the Norris and make her way back behind the line.
A lot of the runs that the Norse have gone on have been with her back serving.
Benzie on the receive. Jansen sets it up for Brockney on the outside. That one goes long. No touch called on that. So now it's set point rather for the Norse. Head coach Will Bauman will call a timeout of his own here, hoping to rally his troops once again and bring them back into this.
I think now, granted, we only saw a couple of points there, but we had just been talking about the defense that we want to see, and I think I was starting to see it more consistently across those few points. Now, we didn't see a whole lot of defense, sure, but it already was starting to look a little bit stronger there, so I think the Beavers might be trying to focus on their defense here.
Exactly. You saw Molly Benzie get that dig off that attack from Storts, and that's something that the Beavers haven't been able to do too much this evening. Storts has been able to put it anywhere and everywhere, and the Beavers haven't been able to cover, so that's a little encouraging for the Beavers to see right there. But if they're coming out here down facing match or set point rather for the Norris here, have to come out and get this point to tie this one up at 1 apiece.
Definitely can call into question, some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the extra stress that can come in when you're at set point like this.
Absolutely, and that's something that head coach Will Bauman tends to focus a lot on in practices. He likes to play a lot of short games, games to 5, games to 3, just to try to add some of that stress, some of that pressure to his players so they're conditioned for moments like this.
Shea back to serve again.
To the back corner, Benzie on the receive. Jansen sets up an attack from Sydney Mize, tips it over, and that one drops. It's going to be Luther who takes the first 2 sets of this matchup, 26-24 here in set number 2. Beavers showed a little more positive momentum in this one, but still were not able to come out on top.
Yes, Beavers may not have been able to take that set, but I think it shows that we are moving in a positive direction here in this game because that set was vastly different from the first as far as the overall performance of the Beavers.
As the Beavers make their way off the court to regather once again, we will step away, take a break. We'll come back with a look at our stats. You're watching Beaver Volleyball here on BVTV.
Taqueria La Juanita, the hottest Mexican restaurant in Northwest Iowa, voted best by many online food review websites. From Anjitos Estilo Mexico to your taste buds. Tacos, steak burritos, quesadillas, tostadas. It's a taste explosion. Bag them up and enjoy with your friends, carry out or dine in. Taqueria La Juanita Anjitos Estilo, Mexico, Storm Lake, and Sioux City.
You can't beat us, that's impossible. Look, y'all can see us when we leave, but y'all should probably move or better flee. Never done, I'ma keep my enemies close just for fun. Everyone say it's better run. You know we just begun. I ain't saying this for fun, not a damage that we've done.
We welcome you back inside Siebens Fieldhouse, where the Beavers find themselves down 0-2 here in this matchup against Luther. Let's check in with our stat reporter, Evan Brinks.
So far, the Beavers have not been able to stop Serena Storts. She has 12 kills, leads Luther by 7 kills. BV has been spreading the ball around. They've had 4 players with 4 kills each.
And it looks like that's the most any player for the Beavers has got is 4 over there. So for the Beavers, they've done a good job distributing responsibility out there on the court. They just haven't had anyone come up and show and say, okay, this is my time to shine.
Beavers not even back in the gymnasium yet. 30 seconds left before. Might be giving each other a little bit of a pep talk out in the hallway.
As you look here in set number 2 for hitting percentage, the Beavers were finally able to come back on the positive swing or on the positive momentum at a .158 there. Luther at almost a .30. On the evening, though, it's Luther at a .277 and the Beavers at a .054 on the evening for hitting percentage. So for the Beavers, they've got to change that around if they're hoping to come back in a reverse sweep.
I mean, looking over right there, as you can see right now over on the bench there, it seems like they're they're in a good mood, all things considered.
And I think that's where it starts. I don't know if it necessarily starts with the players on the court as much as it does your teammates having fun, supporting you over there. They start to build that energy. And it also comes from the atmosphere as well, just in the gym as a whole with the fans here. Build that energy. Once they start to feel that, that translates to play on the court.
We have definitely been having some really good turnouts this entire season as far as attendance for these games. And I have a feeling it's going to stay like that for the rest of the season.
Caroline Tiu back there for the Norse, kicking this off here in set number 3 as the Norse hope to sweep the Beavers here. Outside attack coming from Rachel Brockney, pushes that one over. A beautiful save from her on a little out-of-system ball. It didn't matter.
Yeah, they made it work. Molly McCauley, I believe, Molly McCauley received that one at the very last second, decided she wanted to change how she was going to receive that serve, and it seemed to work out well for the Beavers.
Brockney on the serve there, able to keep that one in the air, though. They're calling a lift over there, though, on Haley Gossman, so it'll be an ace for Rachel Brockney. Might I also mention that Brockney leads the way for aces for the Beavers. Except not on that one.
You just had to say something.
Man, I do it every match, don't I?
Do you need to stop commentating?
I may consider that.
You probably shouldn't.
Shea back there for the Norse behind the line on the serve. Floats this one. Brockney able to keep that one in the air. Benzie wasn't sure if she was going to go with it. Benzie able to dig that one off the push, though. To the back corner goes Jansen. Middle attack coming this time. Jansen able to get a good touch on it there. As McCauley goes, pushes it to the back corner again. Tia able to save it. Outside attack coming from, look at Molly Benzie diving to the court right there, able to keep that one in the air. You heard the thud as she hit the ground, but man, that was a beautiful play to keep that ball in the air.
And it looks like she may have hit the ground pretty hard, but it doesn't look like it phased her whatsoever.
The nature of the libero. That's all you got to say. Speaking of the libero, Molly Benzie on the receive on that one. That one goes straight into the block, though, on the attack from Mites. So once again, Luther picking up another block here. So we're now sitting at 2-3 in favor of the Norse. Once again, that'll keep Shea back behind the line. As you've mentioned multiple times, once she's behind the line, the Norse tend to go on quite a run. as they are doing right here. That attack from Kyla Vaughn goes long once again as she sails it. Not quite able to flick that wrist to get that one to drop.
We've already seen several balls go long at the beginning of this set.
Shea still back behind the line, floats this deep. That one goes in. They called it in right there. The line judge is calling it in. Rachel Brockney cannot believe it. Head coach Will Ballman holds his cool a little bit. Rachel Brockney, it looks like her mouth was on the floor there for about 15 seconds. Still, the Beavers look forward, put that behind them, and able to keep that one alive with a little bit of a dump over there goes Vaughn, but still a miscommunication from the back row over there from the Norris. So the Beavers able to respond and say, we'll take matters into our own hands.
Molly Benzie back to serve.
To the back corner. Out of system ball here, bringing a free ball over to the Beavers. That one goes out of bounds though. So the Beavers, beautiful job keeping an eye on that as it went out of bounds. So now the Beavers crawling their way back into this.
Only down by 1 point right now.
Benzie on the serve once again. Goes to that back corner still. In system this time is the Norris. Goes to the back row. Brockney there to receive. Outside attack coming from McCauley. That one drops. Look at that beautiful angle from McCauley. That ball barely almost dropped in front of the 10-foot line.
They thought that ball was going to go out, but it didn't. Score now tied, 5-all.
Still going to that back corner is Benzie. Middle attack coming this time. That was Storts once again. It looked like she was
Norris
a little
not happy
behind
with that
herself
call.
on that. Yeah, it looked like she was a little behind herself on that one. Sent that one long. Was calling for a touch there, but a touch is not given. So the point will remain with the Beavers. Going to the opposite corner this time. That one goes long, though.
Very
for
close
Benzie.
call, though.
That looks about as close as that one did for Shea.
Tied once again, 6-6.
Olsen Sola back there for the Norris on the serve. Goes to Brockney to receive. Overpass this time into the net on this one. And that's going to be 4 touches for the Beavers. So able to sneak out of that one on that overpass. Kind of got a lucky break right there.
I'm seeing a few smiles on the court there. Beavers maintaining high spirits in this third set.
Mallory Ignacheski makes her way behind the line for the Beavers. Off the serve, goes to that back row. Shea on the receive. Outside attack coming this time from Storts once again. Uses the block to her advantage as a tool as it skyrockets out of bounds. That'll put Tegan Hansen back there behind the line for the Norris, as we're all tied up at 7. Floats this one short. Brockney still reads it, able to receive it. McCauley tips this one back to the corner. Tegan tracks it down. Ignacheski's there to dig that one. Outside attack coming from McCauley again. Tegan there to receive, to dig it. Looks like a tip was coming this time from Emily Hagen. Not quite able to get a good touch on it though, as that one goes into the net. So the Beavers take the advantage at 8-7.
This set kind of mirroring the first one in that it's a lot closer. And it's also been that way for just a lot of the entire games that the Beavers have had this season.
Up the gut this time goes the North. That's Zoe Verhey once again. Picking up her kill here this evening. Emma Kowicki back there for the Norris on the serve. Jansen pushes it over to Brockney on the attack. Still the Norris are able to cover. Attack of their own goes into the block as that one goes out of bounds. Not able to track it down for the Norris.
That ball almost hit the up ref.
It was Emily Hagen over there trying to knock it down. Not quite able to get there. That'll put Skylar Cole back behind the line for the Beavers.
Cole has a lot of power behind her serves.
Floats that one long. That one goes out of bounds. Doesn't quite drop on that back line. So I believe that's 2 service errors on Skylar Cole for the evening. Ignacheski with the receive. Outside attack coming from Brockney. That one is able to drop once again. A beautiful placement, a real sharp angle for Brockney there.
Brockney's been doing really well with the angles tonight.
The freshman for the Beavers, Jilly Jansen, will make her way behind the line. Back row outside attack coming from the Norris. Brockney coming with an attack of her own. Once again, able to get that one to drop.
Beautifully placed in the corner there.